We're gonna double our money on this pair for sure. Might even triple it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to episode 71 of going from $100 all the way up to $100,000. Now, from last episode, we have a grand total of $11,965.77 just in cash and tens of thousands of dollars in our inventory, which we'll go over at the end of the video. And yeah, before we begin, I just want to let you guys know I'm going to be doing a Q&A pretty soon here. So if you have any questions, put them down below, and more likely than not, you'll be in that video. You don't even have to be subscribed. Just any comments will probably be into the video. And yeah, if you've seen my videos on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, or full-on YouTube videos like this one, thank you guys for all the support recently. I've been getting so much more like views and traffic and all that stuff, so thank you guys yet again. And yeah, if you watched last episode, I did tell you guys the editing in this video is gonna be a little bit different. I hope you enjoy this new like editing style that I'm gonna be implementing into these videos. So once this video is done, just comment down below, let me know what you think of this new editing style, because I've been working on it a lot recently and I think it's a good fit for the channel. Hopefully you guys like it a lot. It is a lot more time consuming. However, I'm only posting these ones once a week, so I do have time to edit these. So again, it is a lot of time I'm putting into these, so if you guys do like it, please comment down below. And with all that being said, let's waste no more time. Go hit up some stores and see what we can find today. Okay, we are back and we bought a good amount of stuff today. As you guys saw from that quick little like montage, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed that, because that right there does take a good amount of time. I'm not gonna lie, but we did find some pretty good stuff. First off, we got some more of these Jordan 3 Fire Red in like these toddler sizes. We do already have a few pairs of these, but I picked up a couple more, mainly because these should be able to move for us relatively easily. Is it gonna be the craziest amount of profit in the world? No, it is not. However, it is going to be profit at the end of the day. So yeah, like I said, we got two more pairs of these, both being a size 7C, and the amount that we paid for this stuff is all going to be at the end of the video, so stick tuned till then. Even the ending, like the tally section, I've completely changed it up a little bit. It's still practically the same thing, but I just changed it up a little bit. Next, we got three pairs of these New Balance 550s in this white and black colorway, a really clean colorway. They're grade school sizes. We got a 7, 6.5, and 6Y in these, and yeah, nothing too crazy. A really nice clean 550 colorway here. I think we should be able to move this for a pretty decent profit. We only pay like $110 per pair, which isn't bad. Hopefully I can sell these for around like 120, 150 ish. But yeah, these should also move pretty fast for us, because for some reason the 550s in grade school sizes typically move a lot easier than men's sizes, for me at least. I don't know why that is. But yeah, while we're going over all this stuff, if you see anything you're interested in, the Instagram is down below. Go give me a follow and DM me. All of these pairs are for sale, and everything in our inventory, which we'll go over at the end of the video, is all still for sale. So if you see anything you're interested in, let me know on Instagram. Again, link in the description. Next, we got some Jordan 1 lows from the Nike outlet. Actually, it is this Bordeaux colorway. We got a size 7 and 6.5Y. Not gonna lie, probably one of the nicer Jordan 1 lows that have came out recently. I am a pretty big fan of this colorway, I'm not gonna lie. But the resale value, it's not the craziest. It's nothing like too crazy. Hopefully I can find someone local to sell these to, so that's where I'm gonna get the most money for these. But yeah, you can't really complain with this. A nice clean colorway. Wish I got 30% off of them. That would have been like a steal, but what can you really do about it? Got two pairs. Not too sure if I'm gonna go back and get some, just because, like I said, it's not like the craziest amount of profit on these ones. Next up, we got two pairs of Jordan 1 mids. Got them for $130 each. Two size 7Ys. It is this Mystic Ice Blue colorway, I think it's what it's called. Not 100% sure, I'm not gonna lie about that. But it's a pretty nice colorway. It is this like UNC blue colorway with a black toe. Honestly, if it didn't have these black accents on it, I think it would look a lot nicer. Like where the heel and toe boxes, if it was all just this white color, I think it'd be a lot nicer of a color. It can keep this black swoosh, but if it was all that white color, these would definitely look a lot better. But yeah, 90% of the time, UNC colorways like this on practically any model do have some resale value. And yeah, like I said, we got 2 pairs size 7Y, and I don't see these taking that long to sell, to be honest. Then finally, this big Air Force One box. I don't know how well you can see on camera, but it is dusty as hell. Like these have been sitting for a hot minute. Ain't nobody want these. But if you've been watching the channel, you know I buy a lot of bricks and I can somehow flip them for some pretty decent profits. Same thing here. They're called the Lunar Air Force One Duck Boots. So a crazy name with them. They were stupid expensive, but we got them on a really good price. We got 2 pairs, both of them being a size 10.5, and we only paid $115.50 per pair. These are them here. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these before. If you have, comment down below if you've seen these in stores before, because not gonna lie, I've never seen these except for when I was at Champs today, and these are them. They're like, I don't know how well you can see the toe box, but it has a lot of weird studs, I guess, on it. It's like little stars all over it. And yeah, it's literally just like an Air Force One boot. I'm not the biggest fan of them, not gonna lie. However, they do have some resale value. Even, I don't know how well you can even see that. Even the toe has some like dust on them. These are just mad dusty. Gonna have to give them a quick like wipe down with a towel or something just to get that dust off. But yeah, a really weird Air Force One. I guess this would be a good like winterized shoe if you wanted some Air Forces for winter. But other than that, I don't know. You guys have to let me know. What do you think about these? Have you ever seen these in store? If you have seen them in store, I strongly recommend you guys like picking them up and feeling them in hand, because they're crazy. Especially this toe box. It has, like I said, a bunch of these like stars on it. Gives it a really weird texture. Plus, you would think this shoe is like very, very heavy, but it's surprisingly light. Because what comes to mind are the Air Force One Low Gore-Tex, and those are heavy as hell. But these are stupid light for some reason. So I'm not too sure how these would be on feet, if they would keep your feet warm. But regardless of that, we picked these up, size 10.5, 2 pairs. Honestly, I should be able to get some pretty good profit out of these, because for some reason I think the retail price was in like 300s or the high 200s. So for getting them for $115, we should be able to make a really good profit on these, not gonna lie. So yeah, that was a decent amount of stuff we found today. We're gonna go back just one more time today. Usually we do 3 trips, but we are only gonna do 2 this episode, mainly because I'm testing out this new editing style. I want to see how it goes. But next episode we're gonna go back to normal, going 3 times. We're just doing a little test run, so only twice this episode. So yeah, let's just fast forward a little bit, see what we can pick up then. Okay, we're back, and we got another pair of shoes that we picked up last episode. They're these LeBron Low Reverse Liverpools. We picked up a size 13 last episode, and today we popped 5 more pairs, only because they were 30% off. So before we paid $169.99 plus tax. Now with that 30% off, we got these pairs for $125. And yes, I did go back and price match my other pairs. So we're gonna get around like $50 back, which is great. Now, I'm not too sure how well these are gonna look on camera, considering, you know, I do kind of have like a green screen back here. I'm not gonna lie, like this stuff isn't real behind me. It's a green screen, like it's green, you know what I mean? But for the sake of the video, we're just gonna keep it there. But like I said, I'm not too sure how these are gonna look on camera, so I'm just gonna put up a picture here of what they actually look like, because just having them on camera is going to completely destroy the green screen and these shoes, so you're not going to be able to see what they actually look like. But yeah, we got 5 pairs of those. Moving on, we got a lot of good stuff today, I'm not going to lie. Like these Jordan 1 mids, we got a size 7 men's. Usually you don't see size 7 men's, as you can see here. Usually that size like grade school. We got these for under retail. We paid $142.80 for this. black and red colorway. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't thinking twice about these, but I looked them up and they do have some resale value, surprisingly. So yeah, that's why we picked these up. I don't think these are gonna take that long to sell because they're a really nice clean colorway. They remind me a lot of like a gym red Jordan 1 mid colorway. But the only weird thing is a size 7, usually you can buy a size like 7 wide and it would fit the same as a size 7 men, and usually they are cheaper, the grade school, so I'm not too sure why they made such a small size in the men's size. But regardless, we picked this up. I don't see these sitting for that long, to be honest. But yeah, moving on. We got 2 pairs of these Jumpman 2 trays. Really weird shoe. I've never really seen these before. However, they do have some resale value. The box is cool. As you can see, it has some like weird design up here of the shoe. And yeah, this is them. Just like pretty much like a bread colorway. Nothing insanely crazy about these. Just some like generic Jumpman Jordan Nike shoes, to be honest. Paid 125 bucks for them, but for some reason they're selling for like around 160, 180 ish, so can't go wrong about that. We only picked up 2 sizes because those are the sizes that were performing the best. Maybe if we can sell these fast, I might go back and pick up some more, but for now we just have 2 pairs. Next, we got 7 pairs of these Vapor Maxes in women's sizes. Paid 95 bucks for them because they were 129 with 30% off, and it is this colorway. If you guys have been watching this channel for a little bit now, you know we've made a stupid amount of money off Vapor Maxes just like this. We probably made, in profit, to be generous, let's say like around 5,000 profit in these alone. So yeah, you really can't go wrong with a shoe like this, and that's why we picked up 7 pairs of them. And honestly, I don't think it's gonna take us very long to sell all of these pairs. I might even go back next episode and buy some more, depending on how fast we can sell these. Then off the back wall at Nike, if you remember from, I think it was either the Black Friday or like the Christmas deals at the Nike outlet, we picked up these Nike Dunk Highs in this black and white colorway, and they had them here again. We picked up 5 pairs of these, just a really clean Nike Dunk High, and we only paid around 80 bucks for them, which is crazy. Should be able to move them for around that 120 to 200 depending on the size, because we did get a pretty good size in these. And yeah, for 80 bucks, you can't go wrong with this pair. Then finally, our best pickup today. We're gonna double our money on this pair for sure. Might even triple it. We paid $104.99. These are going for around like that $300 price point, which is crazy. It is this Nike Dunk Low in this blue colorway, a really nice colorway here. And I can't lie, I was debating keeping this one as a personal. It's such a clean one. I have a very similar pair of this shoe, just like a green colorway instead of the blue. And yeah, the inside of these shoes are crazy. I don't know how well you can see it in there, but it is a very furry material, so your feet are staying nice and warm in these. Yeah, picked up a size 10 in these. Like I said, this one's gonna make us a lot of profit because they're going for around that $300 price point, which is crazy. And yeah, that is everything we picked up. Again, if there's anything you guys saw that we picked up today and you're interested in, Instagram is down below. But with all that being said, we did sell a pretty decent amount of stuff in our inventory, so let's go over everything that sold this episode, starting with all of our Nike Challenger OGs in the white University red colorway. We sold the 13, all 3 of the size 12s, both of the 11.5s, the 11, and both in the 10.5. Then the Nike Presto triple black in the size 11 and 8. Then the Jordan Liftoff black dark Concord in a size 10. All of the Jordan Westbrook 1 black cement in the size 12, 11, and 10. The Jordan Access red colorway in a size 12 and 10.5. The Jordan Air Canvas black light smoke gray in a 10.5. And finally the Jordan 1 Low tie-dye in the size 10 and 8.5. And yeah, like I said, sold a decent amount of stuff. I'm hoping we do not go down below 10,000 because I am on a strict mission to keep our total above $10,000 for the rest of this challenge. And yeah, with that being said, let's go over everything in our inventory, starting with then in the Puma LaMelo Ball MB02 Lunar New Year Jade in a size 12, the Adidas Trae Young 1 tie-dye in a size 13, the Nike Guinness Immortality Black Anthrite colorway in a size 11 and 9, then the Nike LeBron 9 Low Reverse Liverpool, we have a 13, 12, 11, 10.5, and 9.5. Then the LeBron Witness 6 Black Deep Royal Blue in a size 14. Then in the Nike Cosmic Unity Green Glow in a size 12 and 10.5. Then in the Nike SB Alley-Oop Black Toe colorway, we have a 13, 11.5, 11, 10, and 9. Then in the black and white colorway, we have an 11 and 9. Then in the white colorway, we have an 11.5, 11, and 10. The Nike SB Blazer Court, white and black in a 13, 12, 11, and 2 10s. Then in the New Balance 550 white rain cloud colorway, we have an 8.5 women's. Then in the Sea Salt Pine Green colorway, we have a size 10.5. The cream black colorway in a 9.5. Then in the grade school size, we have a 7, 6.5, and 6Y. The Nike SB Free Premium Ash Gray in a 13, 11.5, 11, 10, and 9.5. Then in the Summit White Lilac colorway in a 13, 3, 11.5, and 11, and 10.5. Then in the Air Max 95 N7s, we have a 12 and 11. The Air Max 97 Golden Gals in a 10.5 women's. Then the Air Max 90 Terrascape Black Element Pink, we have 2 12s, 2 11.5s, 2 9s, and 1 8. The Air Max Avio Black Bright Crimson in a 12. The Air Max Correlate White Black Red colorway in 11.5. Then in the Pure Platinum colorway, we have a 10.5 and 9. Then in the Club Purple Turquoise Blue colorway, we have a 9.5 women's. The Air Max Torch 3 Black in a 10.5 and 10. Then the Nike Lunar Force 1 Duck Boot Black Gum, we have 2 10.5s. The Nike Air Force 1 Mid QS Jewel Oil Green colorway in a size 11. Then in the chocolate colorway, we have a 9 and 8.5. Then the Air Force 1 Low Triple White, we have an 11.5. The White Black Teal colorway in an 11, 3 10.5s, a 10, 9.5, and 9. Then in the College Pack Midnight Navy colorway, we have a size 11. Then in the College Pack Night Maroon colorway, we have an 11. Then in the Black Royal Carbon Fiber colorway, we have 2 11s. Then in the Multi Swoosh Black Orange colorway, we have a 7.5. Then in the Uno colorway, we have a 12, 9.5, 7, 3 6.5s, and a 6. The Air Max 1 Golf Tiger in an 8 and 7. Then in the Air Max 2090 Black White colorway, we have a 12, 11.5, and 10 men's, and 3 9 women's, and 2 8.5 women's. Then in the Barely Rose colorway in a 9 women's. Then in the Triple White colorway in a size 11.5, 11, 10.5, 10, and 9.5. Then in the Black Hyper Pink colorway, we have a 12, 2 10.5, 2 10s, and 2 9.5 women's. Then in the Pink Oxford colorway, we have a 12 and 10.5 women's. Then in the Violet Ash Multi colorway, we have a 12, 11, and 8 women's. Then in the Oreo colorway, we have an 8, 7.5, and 6 women's. Then in the Next Nature Pink Blast colorway, we have 3 5.5s, 1 6, 1 7.5, 1 8, 1 9, 1 9.5, and 2 10.5 women's. Then in the White Black Photo Blue colorway in an 11. Then in the Black Metallic Silver colorway, we have a size 12, 11.5, 11, 10.5, 10, 7, and 6.5 women's. Then the Air Max Thea Mid Ale Brown colorway, we have an 11, 8, 3 7.5s, and a 7 women's. Then in the Black Sail colorway, we have a 9, 8.5, 3 8s, a 7.5, and 6.5 women's. Then in the Air Max 2017 Wolf Gray, we have 2 14s, an 11.5, 11, 10, 9.5, 9, and 8.5. Then in the Pure Platinum Wolf Gray women's, we have a 10.5, 10, 8.5, 2 8s, 6.5, 5.5, and 5. Then in the men's sizes, we have a 13, 12.5, 12, 2 11.5s, 11, 2 10.5s, a 10, 9, and 7.5. Then in the Black Anthrite colorway, we have 2 9.5s, a 9, 2 8.5, 2 8s, and 1 7.5 women. Then in the Triple Black colorway, we have 2 13s, a 12.5, 3 12s, 2 11.5, 3 11s, a 10.5, 2 10s, 2 9.5s, 2 9s, 2 8.5s, an 8, 7.5, and 7. Then in the Cool Gray colorway, we have a 14, 13, 12, 11.5, 3 11s, 2 10.5s, 2 10s, and a 9. The Nike Air Max Axis Triple White in a size 9.5 and 6.5 women's. Then the Nike Air Max Alpha Trainer 4 Black in a size 13. Then in the React Infinity Run Black Iron Gray, we have a 10.5 and 9.5. Then in the Black colorway, we have a 13, 9, and 8. Then in the Leopard colorway, we have a 9.5, 8.5, 7.5, and 5.5 women's. Then in the Flash Crimson Baltic Blue colorway, we have an 11 and 8. Then in the Black Team Orange colorway, we have a 13, 12, 11.5, 10.5, and 10. Then in the Wolf Gray colorway, we have a 14, 12, 2 11.5s, 3 11, 2 10.5s, a 10, 9.5, 3 9s, and 8.5 and 8. Then in the Black and White colorway, in women's, we have 3 8.5s, 3 8s, 2 7.5s, 2 7s, a 9 and 9.5. Then in men's, we have 3 13s, 2 12s, 3 11.5s, 3 11s, 2 10.5s, 3 10s, 2 9.5s, 5 9s, 4 8.5s, and 1 8. Then in the black university red hyper jade, we have a 6.5, 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5, 9, and 9.5. Then in the black safari hyper pink colorway, we have 3 13s and 4 10s. The Nike Air Structure OG white neo teal colorway, we have 2 13s, 3 12.5s, 3 12s, 3 11.5s, 3 11, 4 10.5s, 3 10s, and 9.5, 2 9s, and 8.5, 8s, and 7.5. Then in the black smoke gray colorway, we have 3 13, 5 12s, an 11.5, 11, 2 10.5s, a 9.5, 9, 8.5, and 8. The Nike Free RN Flyknit 2018 black and white colorway in the size 13, 11, 10, 9.5, and 9. The black anthrite colorway in a size 13, 12.5, 12, 11.5, 10.5, 10, 9.5, 9, and 8.5. Then in the Nike M2K Techno, we have the white pure platinum in a size 8.5, 8, 7.5, 7, and 6.5 women. Then in the ACG Mountain Fly Low SE in the Ironstone colorway in a size 10.5 and 9.5. Then in the Canyon Purple colorway in a 10.5 and 9.5. Then the Nike Pegasus Trail 3 in the triple black colorway. The Nike Dunk Low Nike 100 in a size 7Y. Then in the peach cream colorway, we have a size 10 women's, 2 9.5s, a 9, 2 8.5s, an 8, 2 7.5s, a 7, and 6 women's. Then in the Terry Swoosh colorway, we have a 10, 9.5, 9, 8.5, and 5 women's. Then in the light smoke gray colorway, we have a 6 and 7 women's. Then in the triple pink preschool colorway, we have a 2.5Y, 1.5Y, and 1Y. Then in the Miami Hurricanes colorway, we have an 11 and 10. Then in the Arizona State colorway, we have a 13 and 12. Then in the pink Oxford colorway, we have a 10, 2 9 women's, 2 8.5s, a 7.5, 7, and 6.5 women's. Then in the Argon toddler sizes, we have 2 10C. Then in the Next Nature Rift blue colorway, we have a size 10. Then the Nike Dunk High electric purple midnight navy in a 6Y. Then in the Deadpool colorway, a 6.5Y. Then in the desert camo colorway, we have a 10, 9, 2 8.5s, and 2 8 women's. Then in the anthrite white colorway, we have a size 12, 11, 10, 9.5, and 9. The Jordan 2 Zions in a size 11. Then the Jordan Access White in 11.5. Then in the Jordan Jumpman 2 Trey Raptors, we have a 12.5 and 10. Then the Air Max Aurora Cool Gray in a 10 and 11. Then in the Jordan 12 Black Taxis, we have a 12, 2 11.5s, 2 11s, 2 10.5s, 2 10s, and a 9.5. Then in the Jordan 11 Cherries, we have an 8.5, 8, 6Y, 2 4.5Ys, a 4Y, and 2 3.5Ys. Then in the Jordan 9 Fire Red, we have a size 7. Then in the Jordan 7 Citrus, we have a 12 and 2 11s. Then in the Jordan 4 Canyon Purple, we have a 10 and 6.5 women's. The toddler Jordan 3 Fire Red in a size 10, 9, and 2 7Cs. Then in the Jordan 2 Chicagos, we have 2 12s, an 11.5, 2 11s, a 10.5, 2 10s, and a 6.5Y. The Jordan 1 Low Reverse Black Toe, we have 3 8.5 women's. Then in the Bordeaux colorway, we have a 7 and 6.5Y. Then in the Pink Violet colorway, we have a 10 women's. Then in the Canvas Iris Whisper Sail colorway, we have a 6 women's. Then in the Stealth colorway, we have 2 9 women's and 2 8.5 women's. Then in the white black red colorway, we have a size 7. Then in the ice blue colorway, we have 2 7Ys. Then in the Zen Masters, we have a 7Y. Then in the Game Royal colorway, we have a 12. Then in the washed teal colorway, we have a 7.5 and 6.5 women. Then in the Space Jam colorway, we have 2 13s. Then in the alternate bread colorway, we have a 7Y and 12. The Jordan 1 High True Blue, we have a 5Y. Then in the Jordan 1 High Taxis, we have 2 7Ys, 4 13, and a size 8. Then in the Lost and Found colorway, we have a 1.5Y, 2 1Ys, and a 5C. The Stealth colorway in a 6 and 4Y. Then in the NYC to Paris colorway, we have a 7.5. Then the White Black Volt University Gold colorway in a 9.5. Then in the Starfish colorway, we have a 7.5, 7, 2 6.5s, 2 6, a 5.5, and 5 women's. And finally, the Jordan 1 High Dior's in a size 9.5. And yeah, with all that stuff, you can see why we only had like $11,000 in cash, because we have thousands and thousands of dollars in just inventory alone. I'm literally surrounded by shoes like constantly, but a lot of the stuff does move pretty fast, which is great. I'm hoping to have a lot of this stuff sold by the end of like a month or two. I don't know if we'll ever get to a point where we have nothing in our inventory unless we're at like the end of the challenge, but once we sell all this and we have completely nothing, like if we have like 3 episodes of dry streaks where we pick up nothing, maybe then everything will be sold. But with that being said, we don't want to have 3 episodes of dry streaks. That means we're not making any money. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed my new editing style. Please comment down below letting me know what you think about it. And yeah, like I said, even our tally is gonna be a little bit different. It's pretty much the same with a little bit of like twist of new in it. So without wasting any more time, let's roll our brand new tally right now.
You